A sudden kick struck Mr. Harrison's shin as he sat peacefully eating his sandwich, causing him to lurch forward and nearly knock his lunch tray off the table. The cafeteria fell silent for a beat, then hushed voices began to ripple through the room. The student responsible, Marcus, stood there with a self-satisfied grin, leaning against a nearby table with the casual arrogance of someone who'd never faced real consequences. "What's wrong, Teach? Too slow to dodge?" he taunted, making sure his voice carried to the surrounding tables. Mr. Harrison didn't react immediately. He carefully steadied his tray, wiped away some scattered crumbs, and met Marcus's eyes with an expression of complete composure. There was no anger in his face, no pain, no shock, just calm, measured attention. That look alone made several students shift uncomfortably, unsure whether to laugh along or stay quiet. To see how this situation unfolds, make sure you're following along. Earlier that morning, Mr. Harrison entered the history classroom like any typical substitute teacher. Marcus had spotted him right away, the composed black man in his mid-40s with upright posture and a steady gaze that didn't waver under scrutiny. "Good morning," Mr. Harrison said, his voice quiet but clear. "Please find your seats and get settled." Students shuffled around, quiet conversations passing between them, while Marcus slouched in his chair and rolled his eyes. "Another substitute who thinks he can handle us," he muttered to his neighbor. "Excuse me, sir, are you teaching all day?" someone asked from the front row. "That's correct," Mr. Harrison replied evenly. "Let's make it worthwhile. If anything's unclear, speak up." Marcus couldn't help himself. "Worthwhile. This should be entertaining," he said with a smirk, already planning his disruptions. Mr. Harrison glanced at him once, calm and unwavering, then continued with his introduction. The classroom gradually quieted, students becoming curious about this teacher's unusual composure. When the lesson started, Mr. Harrison spoke deliberately and clearly, without unnecessary flair. "History isn't just memorizing dates and names," he explained. "It's about understanding decisions and their consequences. Pay attention, and you'll recognize patterns that are still relevant today." "Do you always talk like this?" a student asked. "I do," he replied simply. "Clarity ensures everyone can follow. If I'm going too fast, let me know." Marcus snorted quietly. "This is going to be interesting," he muttered loud enough for several classmates to hear. Mr. Harrison didn't acknowledge the comment, letting it fade away, his calm demeanor already unsettling in ways Marcus couldn't quite grasp. By lunchtime, Marcus had identified his target. The quiet man sitting alone, eating methodically, appeared vulnerable, but Mr. Harrison's stillness was anything but weakness. Marcus leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, smirking at Mr. Harrison like he'd already won. "So, Mr. Stay Calm and Collected, how long are you planning to stand up there pretending you care about dusty old history?" His friends chuckled, elbowing each other, waiting for the reaction. Mr. Harrison didn't flinch. He kept his attention on the materials in front of him, then slowly looked up. "I'm here to facilitate learning," he said steadily, "not to engage with someone who confuses mockery with intelligence." Marcus laughed, pushing his chair back further. "I'm not mocking, just pointing out that some teachers can't even keep us awake." A few students snickered nervously, but no one made eye contact with him. "Seriously, what is this, history class or nap time?" Mr. Harrison didn't raise his voice. He simply folded his hands and said, "History is exactly what I teach. If you listen carefully, you might find it more engaging than you expect." Marcus snorted, leaning on his desk, though his smirk wavered slightly. "Right, perspective. Whatever, I guess some people think they're smarter than the rest of us." Mr. Harrison looked at him, eyes steady. "Intelligence doesn't come from loud remarks or quick comebacks. It comes from understanding, listening, and thinking critically. You mean like you, all calm and controlled? Marcus said, trying to regain his mocking edge. I'm here to teach, not to compete with anyone's attitude. His friends exchanged nervous glances, unsure what to say. One whispered, "He's not even upset. How is he not upset?" Marcus's jaw tightened, and for the first time that day, he realized this was not going to be easy. He'd pushed teachers, students, even administrators before, but this quiet man didn't follow the usual script. "Fine," he muttered, leaning back completely. "We'll see how long your composure lasts, old man. I bet it cracks eventually." Mr. Harrison didn't respond right away. He simply smiled faintly and continued the lesson, pacing slowly, drawing diagrams and explaining concepts with precision that kept the class engaged. The tension remained thick but controlled as Marcus shifted in his seat, already planning his next move, unaware that the quiet patience before him was the first step towards completely upending his world. Mr. Harrison moved slowly through the hallway during the passing period, hands clasped behind his back, observing everything. Students rushed past with books and backpacks, laughing and talking loudly, but he noticed the subtle details, how some students avoided eye contact, how others tensed when Marcus walked by, and how several teachers barely looked up when hallway chaos escalated. One student muttered to his friend, "Why is he just watching?" The friend shrugged. "I don't know, man. He's different." Mr. Harrison paused near a locker bank and leaned slightly, overhearing a group of students whispering. "Did you see what happened in class? Nobody even rattled him," said one boy. "I know. It's like nothing bothers him." Mr. Harrison stepped away, moving toward the cafeteria entrance. He spotted Marcus strutting down the hall with a smug grin, other students hurrying to clear his path. A teacher tried to call him back. "Marcus, please!" But he waved the teacher off with a laugh and kept walking. Mr. Harrison's gaze followed him calmly, noting how the bully wielded power through intimidation alone. He stopped by a bench and watched several students scrolling on their phones, pretending not to notice, while a smaller boy shifted uncomfortably, glancing nervously at Marcus as if expecting trouble. "Can't they just leave me alone?" he whispered to himself. Mr. Harrison crouched slightly, speaking softly. "You'll be all right. Just stay calm and aware." The boy blinked, startled, then nodded quickly and returned to his locker. Mr. Harrison continued observing, pausing near a classroom door where a teacher looked stressed while managing a rowdy group. "Why is it always him?" the teacher muttered. A student nearby added, "Everyone just lets him do whatever he wants." Mr. Harrison's lips pressed together, but he didn't speak. He only observed, storing details, recognizing patterns, understanding the dynamics without making a sound. In the library, he saw students whispering, glancing toward the hallway. "Marcus is around," said one. Another muttered, "Better stay quiet." Mr. Harrison approached, crouched near their table, and asked gently, "Are you all doing okay? Do you need any help?" The group looked surprised, then nodded hesitantly. "Thank you, sir," one whispered. By the time lunch arrived, Mr. Harrison had a complete picture. He stood near the cafeteria entrance, observing every interaction, noticing who avoided confrontation, who stayed silent, and who unconsciously fed the tension. A group of students whispered about Marcus's behavior, and one muttered, "He's unstoppable." Mr. Harrison's response was quiet but firm as he passed by. No one is untouchable if you stay aware and act wisely. He paused at a corner, folding his arms. Marcus entered, flanked by his usual crowd, smirking, confident. Mr. Harrison watched him, calm but calculating, as if already planning how to shift the dynamic. A student nudged another. "Why isn't he doing anything?" they asked. "Because he's waiting," and he knows exactly what to do next. Mr. Harrison's gaze remained on Marcus, steady, unshaken, silently calculating every move, every reaction, and every moment he could use to change everything. Marcus spotted Mr. Harrison sitting alone at a table, his lunch arranged neatly, untouched by the surrounding chaos. "Look at him," Marcus whispered to his friends, nudging one. "Sitting there all dignified, but he can't even stand up for himself." His friends chuckled, glancing at Mr. Harrison. "He looks calm, but come on, he's just a sub. Easy target." Marcus strode toward the table, shoving a chair aside carelessly. "Hey, teacher, what's the deal? You just gonna sit there eating like you own the place?" Mr. Harrison didn't flinch. He continued eating slowly, deliberately.